So I feel like I can start this one off with a story time. So I want to say it was about a year and a half ago. Was it about, yeah, like a year and a half ago? So I've been talking to this girl or whatever, and I'm not gonna put her name out there. Pretty much anybody that knows me knows what her name is. So I'm not gonna do that to her. But um, had my own spot, cool little spot, little 1 bedroom. Didn't need too much. Had 2 cars. Had BMW X5, a little BMW 325i. Nothing too much. And I'm cooling and everything. So we get to talking. And I'm running the whole spiel tour about all my kids and that I'm working 2 jobs. Shit like that just to, make sure everything balanced out. All that. So stop working one of the jobs, start working this main job full time. So we getting close, we getting cool. So one day she hits me with a proposal. The proposal was, she could, move in and, she would help me out with bills, all that shit. I mean, I had the room, don't get me wrong, because what was supposed to be a living room wasn't really a living room. It was more just like an extra room because I never went in there anyway. So I was like, fuck it. She could take that room and then, she gonna help out on the bills. I ain't gotta pay all of it. Plus child support eating my fucking checks up anyway. So why not? So it wasn't supposed to be that at first. So it was like she would come over at first, and I should have known that something wasn't right because she would always show up, and we would chill. She would bring something that she cooked because I'm a bachelor at this point. I'm not cooking. And well, I am cooking because I've always cooked, but I'm not cooking no like full meals and shit. I'm cooking just like little shit just to eat something. So she comes over, does that, and then she would always just sleep over and then go to work the next day because we worked the same shift. Oh, by the way, we worked at the same job. If I didn't make that clear, so that's part of the problem, but we'll get to that later. So she come over and she always just sleep over, which I didn't see as a problem. I'm not trying to do nothing with her. I'm not trying to turn this into no relationship, nothing like that in the beginning. But then it was just like one random day. This motherfucker showed up to my house and never went home. It was just like a random ass Wednesday. It was like a week before my birthday. So my birthday is in September. So it's just like a random Wednesday before my birthday. Showed up to my house and just never went home. So at this point, she pretty much moved in already. So, I was cool with it because I'm thinking, okay, when bill time come around, it's halfway through the month, maybe she gonna chip in a little bit, whatever she can do. That's fine with me. And first of the month came around, bills came in, nothing. Next month, same shit. So she kept on asking me to put her name on the lease, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Then around mid-October, close to the end of October, I got sent a letter in the mail that they weren't gonna renew my lease because they were thinking about selling my house anyway. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna renew the lease, so there's no point in putting your name on the lease because they're not gonna renew it anyway. I think at this point we had formed the beginning of a relationship, and once that shit happened, shit went downhill from there. My bills got higher. She not helping out. I'm having to pay all this shit by myself. When the whole point of her moving in there was what she proposed in the beginning. She's supposed to help out with the bills. Never helped out at all. No, I take that back. 1 month she gave me $100 for whatever bills. Now, at that point, my water bill itself was $98. Right. So he gave me $100. That covered the water bill, not covering electricity, not covering nothing, not covering the rent, not covering shit. $100. Now, she working the same place I'm working, getting paid the same amount, but she's getting her whole checks and shit. My checks is damn near split in half. So I'm thinking, okay, give her an ultimatum. That's when she came up with the $100. I gave her the ultimatum of, you either gotta help me pay this shit or you gotta leave. So further on down the road, my son and his mom end up getting sick. They end up getting COVID. Son comes over. And he's sick. She's throwing a fit like he's gonna be sick around me, and I don't want to get sick and all this other shit. So I'm like, this is my kid at the end of the day. He has more right to be here than you do. And if you don't, feel comfortable with him being here while he's sick, then, you can leave or go wherever until, he goes back home. She didn't want to hear that shit. So, came down to the point that we get to argue back and forth in front of my kid. She tries to basically pick my son up to keep me from leaving. Because I'm like, I'm just going to get out of here. I know where this is headed, and I don't want it to go there. And I'm not going to do all this in front of my sick son. In front of my son, period. But it went there, and I told her the first time, don't touch my son, don't touch my child. She didn't want to listen. Tried to touch my kid again. I pushed her out the way, picked my son up. So she proceeds to like, well, I'm going to call the police and this and that. I'm like, okay, that's my sign to go. Because that's what you're trying to do. Okay, I'm leaving. So I leave. My brother, who just so happens to stay with me at the time, he shows up to the house. They instantly try to arrest him because he's driving my car. Me being smart, having dealt with the police before, I'm like, I'm not going back to the house because I know she's going to try to twist the story. She's going to try to make it seem like I try to do something to her. Although the whole time I'm just protecting my son. You said you don't want my son around you because he's sick, but why would you try to pick him up in the first place, right? Right. So I end up leaving the house, coming to where I am now, and never really returned back to my house other than going to move my stuff out. In the time in between that, which is about 2, maybe 3 months, she's sending me text messages, calling me, wanting to talk all the time, and I'm like, I'm not gonna come over here and talk to you for real, because we did that in the beginning when I first left, and it's like, it wasn't so much talking, it was more of she thought that she could basically seduce me back into the house. That didn't work. So it turned into, well, I left her hanging. The lights are getting cut off, the water's getting cut off, everything's getting cut off basically. Everything's just going downhill. She's like, I abandoned her. I left her with nowhere to stay. I'm like, I literally let you live in the place that I called home for 3 full months. I told you that my lease was up in February and that I wasn't going to be able to renew my lease because they told me that they were going to sell the house anyway. So basically, all that went down. I go back to move out the rest of my belongings, and she has now taken half of my shit. All of my pots and pans out of my kitchen. Basically everything that I had in the house that I left. She basically went through, took what she wanted, and left. Which is basically the reason that I wanted to start off with that story for what I want to talk about, which is not judging people off what they tell you, but what they show you. Because she talked a good game. She really did. And she did just enough and said just enough to the point that she got in. And then once she got in, she basically did none of the things that she said she was going to do. Showed me a whole different person. And then at the end, turned it around on me to the point that I couldn't even be in my own house comfortably. Because I let my heart, my mind, and my ears cloud my fucking eyesight, what I could clearly see. So I said that to say don't be out here believing people, well, most people, about what they tell you, bro. And don't let your heart get in the way of telling you common sense. Like, if you can clearly see that the person around you or the people around you mean you no good, bro, but they steady telling you like, oh, I'm here for you, I got your back, ooh, but they not doing none of the stuff that they said they was gonna do, bro, don't believe that shit. Don't believe it. Because they will set you up for failure every fucking time. And that shit hurt my heart. Because I had good intentions. I did. It was never to start a relationship. It was never to make the living situation uncomfortable for anybody that was involved. It was never to do any of that. And I ended up losing in the long run. All because I was trying to do right by a person that I felt like needed help. And in the long run, yeah, it fucked me. But it taught me some shit. It taught me to to go back to what I subscribed to in the first place, which is don't believe people when they tell you anything. Take people for what they show you. And in the long run, she showed me that everybody can't be trusted. Everybody is not meant to be let in your circle. Everybody's not meant to be let into your house. Everybody's not meant to be let into your life. And if you do end up letting them in your life and then they end up showing you who they really are, it's time to get rid of them as quick as possible. So if I could go back after that first month, when she didn't help me with shit, I would have cut it off right then. But there's no time machines right now, so I can't go back and fix that situation. So it is what it is. But that's why I'm using my story to let y'all know. Like, man, there are some grimy people out here that really absolutely mean you no good. They're really only in it to get themselves over or get to where they need to be. And if they gotta pick you or them, they gonna pick themselves every time. They don't want, it's not that they want to see you fail, it's just that what they need to get done is more important than what they feel you need to get done or what you have going on. Because at the end of the day, you can pretty much ask anybody, 75% of the time, they're going to pick themselves over somebody else. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's good people in the world, and they mean well. But there's also bad people that mean good people absolutely no good. And it's hard to decipher because they'll talk a good game. They will. They'll talk a really good game, and then they'll end up hurting you in the long run. Like, she made me not trust what people say in real life. And I hope she's listening to this because you did me wrong. And you know you did. And that's why you've had absolutely no communication with me since. Because you know for a fact that you did me wrong. And you started out whatever you supposed to be a relationship. You turned it into a nightmare, bro. Like, for instance, whenever I would go around the mothers of my kids or my kids, it was always, she's calling my phone, well, you've been gone so long. I've been gone like 45 minutes. Or why are you taking so long? Or she wants me to be around her and under her all the time. She was consistently jealous of women just speaking to me or holding a conversation with me. Nothing flirtatious about it, just a regular conversation. Again, like I said, doubling back to it, this got to the point that it was causing problems at work because I literally had to end up changing shifts and working third shifts while she was working day shifts just so that I could have some time to myself. But then when she would come in for work that morning and I'm getting ready to leave, and she comes in and she sees somebody talking to me that's a female, she comes over immediately and just stands there like, so what are y'all over here talking about? And it began to be a headache. And that's, again, not what was laid out in the beginning. So I have learned to take people at face value, bro. Believe people for what they show you. Because in the end, you might regret it. Not to say you will, not to say you won't, but you might. And not to say she was just outright a bad person, because she possibly could have been, good at heart. But when it came down to, you know, my well-being and making sure that not only I, but we were straight, because again, we were supposed to be in a relationship. She didn't do that. She left me high and dry, left me out to hang, left me to deal with all the things that I was already dealing with on my own, that I could have continued to deal with on my own. But you added a whole nother person to it and put me in a worse position than I was in the first place. Yeah, when I was doing it on my own, the bills might have got paid late, but they always got paid. Yeah, I got to work over a little bit. Yeah, I got to, put in a little bit of extra time, put in a little bit of extra work, but my shit was taken care of. And I was good. I was in a great spot. I was in a great place. And she ruined that for me. And what I will say is, I forgive her for what she did, but not how she did it. Because at the end of the day, I had good intentions. I did. I didn't do what I usually do. I changed myself. I was better. I was working on myself at that point, and that's what I was trying to let her know at the beginning. Like, look, hey, I just got out of a relationship. It went bad, and I really don't feel like getting into another one. And she forced the issue, basically making me feel like, it was a good decision to make. The whole time it wasn't, because I believed. I let my ears cover my eyes, bro. And that's why I'm saying, don't let what you hear cloud your judgment, because the truest thing I've ever heard in the whole world is, don't trust nobody with a forked tongue, bro. Anything with a split tongue is surely a snake. And that's basically what she did to me. She snaked me. She got me out of that. She won that. Called the police on me, made me seem like I was the bad guy. Yeah, the cold part was, police told her, well, since she gets bail there, then I couldn't force her to leave. I would have to give her a 30-day notice. Well, at that point, it was already too late, because I'm like, hey, it's going to take 15 to 20 days for this notice to go, for me to actually put in for the eviction notice. Then I'm going to have to give her another 30 days once I serve for the eviction notice. So by the end, my lease will be almost up. So there was no point. I was just like, I'm just not going to go back there. I don't feel comfortable. Excuse me. I just won't be there. All that could have been avoided had I just used my eyes instead of my ears and my heart, because she was still telling me all of the shit that I wanted to hear. So don't let people play you out of what you know. You know what you know. And you protect what's yours at all costs. Whether that be your peace, your livelihood, your honor, your respect, your home, anything that belongs to you, anything that's yours, man, protect that, bro. Because people gonna always protect theirs. They always gonna look out for their best interest before they look out for yours. And I'm not saying it's everybody, because there's some really genuine people out there. They really have your best interest at heart. But for the most part, everybody in the world is out for themselves. Even you. But there's a difference between people that use other people to get over and people that find a way to get over themselves. People that use people to get over are some of the worst people in the world. And they some of the most charismatic, believable, fucking amazing people in the world. But at heart, they're a fucking snake, and they mean people no good. And they can't wait to fucking see people fail. And then when shit don't work out in their favor, then they play victim. They play victim, they play the blame game. They put everything off on everybody else. Because it's never their fault when their shit don't work out. It's everybody else's. Like the fact that she quote unquote didn't have anywhere to live after the fact, it's completely my fault, apparently. And I didn't see how, because I literally let you stay in the place that I call home, in the place that I made a home, the place that I busted my ass for. Doesn't work out the way you wanted to, I'm the bad guy. When I gave you all the details, I told you, hey, in October, hey, my lease is up at the end of February. We're gonna have to move out. She made no moves to try to find anything better. She made no moves to try to find anything new. But at the end of the day, we were supposed to be in a relationship. This is supposed to be a thing. We're supposed to be working as a team. When you working against me, how does that go? So my message for today is, if you find yourself in this situation, get out of it the best way you can, bro. And don't let people make you feel bad about doing it either. Because just like I said, they'll try to play victim every time. You wrong for not letting somebody get over on you. How? I'm protecting myself at the end of the day. Just like you protecting yourself, I'm protecting myself. You looking out for you, I'm looking out for me. I tried to look out for both of us. I maintained this as long as I possibly could. I kept this going while you sat back. I'm the one that kept this boat moving while you sat back and watched me roll. And then when the boat started to sink, you jumped ship and swam to the next boat and watched me go down with the ship. Didn't try to help me. Didn't try to help me get the water out. Nothing. Which is part of the reason I do this podcast by myself. I used to have a lot of friends. I did. Then when shit went downhill, all I had left. couldn't pour into others. I poured into other people so much that I was left with nothing but an empty pitcher. So now I'm doing this to try to fill myself again. Just try to rebuild. But the thing about rebuilding this time is, if you're not willing to pick up some tools, pick up some bricks, and pick up some mortar and build with me, you can't. Shit. You can't stay here this time. The first castle got destroyed. And I'm not gonna let it happen to this one. And that's what you gotta tell yourself. Anybody that ain't willing to help you build the empire don't deserve to live in it. Because there's always gonna be those people that show up inside the gates just to admire what you built, but had no parts in it. Those are dangerous people. Because empires never start to fall from the outside. It's always somebody from the inside going to the outside, pointing out the weak spots to the enemy. All empires, all communities fall from the inside first. That's facts. It's written, it's in history. Every empire has always fallen from the inside out. And I don't want to let that happen this time. So, building it the right way. I'd rather do it myself, living it myself. And if I see people coming to help, you're more than welcome to stay. If you want to show up once I'm done building, got nothing for you. Sometimes you gotta take your heart off your sleeve and put it on the shelf, man. I know it's gonna hurt. I know it's gonna make you feel bad because you can't help people, but you can't help nobody if you can't help yourself. Especially not people that mean you no good anyway. So, on that note, I know this was probably a short one. I don't really know how long I've been running. But to the people that have good hearts, let that lead you. If you want to, it's going to lead you all the way to heartbreak every time. To the people that lead with their heads, lead with their minds, always be somebody that outsmarts you. To the people that lead with their ears, it's going to always be somebody that can say exactly what they need to say to get in. But to the people that lead with their eyes, see people for what they really are, and judge them off that. Because 99% of the time, what you can see with clear eyes, never gonna steer you wrong. I'm Ando G. I'll see y'all on the next one.